Oh, here he is. There I am. Are you ready to see the beast again? When you had passed by this wall on your way to the third door, a magnificent landscape painting had been hanging there. But now, the canvas was a deep shade of black, as if it had been dipped into a vat of ink. Yeah, didn't we look at this
I
when
remember
we were passing by?
it was a
It was
mirror.
mentioned.
I don't recall. Been a while since I've talked to anyone. So tell me, you can hear me all right, can't you? Splendid. Been so long since I've had a conversation, I was afraid I might have forgotten how to talk. So tell me, who might you be? You don't know? Well, isn't that quite the pickle? It's very pretty toast. Then how about we have a little chat, eh? You've got yourself turned around and aren't sure where to go, yeah? Well, I'll be happy to tell you anything I can. Just ask away.
The painting sounded rather high-spirited. Perhaps he was simply excited to have the opportunity to speak with someone. So you decided you would ask the painting a few questions. Oh, a choice! Who are you? Who am I? What is this place? Who is the maid?
Let's take a quick save.
Save, scum.
Alright.
Who are you? Who am I? What is this place? And who is the maid? What is this place? He'll probably be like, oh, this is a mansion.
Yeah.
Who am I? I'll be like, I just asked you.
I'm curious about the top one.
Yeah, go for it.
Me?
Oh, God.
Well, as you can see, I'm a painting. Why did I end up as a painting? Hard to say. Maybe I was reborn as a painting because I used to really like art. Though there are things I painted that I wish I hadn't. Is this
The dad?
the dad in the first one?
Oh!
In the first door. Maybe that's regret. Maybe that's regrets that turned me into this. Hopefully I get the chance to apologize to him about that.
Definitely the dad.
Anywho, no point in getting into any more detail than that. Wouldn't mean anything to you, so enough about me. Oh, right, you don't know anything about yourself. A shame that. Alright then. A favor for you, since you can't tell me about yourself. If you run into him, could you tell him I really regret what I did? I know I should tell him myself, but, well, as you can see, I'm stuck here. Can't move an inch, so I've got to ask for help. I feel absolutely terrible about painting that picture. I know, yeah, the deadline's way past on that one. But that's what makes it regret, yeah? 'Cause you can't take it back. By the time I had realized, it was too late. He was already dead. He's long since passed away. Huh? How are you supposed to give a dead fellow a message? Well, for all you know, the dead could be wandering these halls too. So please, if you come across him, tell him I said that. Come across who?
Mel?
Did I do
That
that?
he cursed him or something? Didn't he, wasn't the family, they can't fall in love with anyone if the girl turns out blonde or something?
Well, Nellie made a comment at the very end that said you can only love blood-related women. But I think that, I don't know if that was literal or if that was her just
No, but didn't
saying.
he leave a note on the back of it that she read, and that's how she found out? Because it was like, if the daughter is born with white hair or something, the boy will only love her. I don't remember the specifics, but something like that.
I don't recall the letter saying anything about him only being able to love, but like it said that if she had been born with blonde hair, then she would have been able to stay with the family since the mother would have been able to pass it off as her husband's child. But since she had white hair, there's no way that she'd be like, "Oh yeah, this person who has white hair that neither of us have, that's your kid."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what Toast said. So please, if you come across him, tell him I said that I didn't mean any harm with that painting. Or maybe you are him? Oh,
Ooh, let's do who's the maid.
might as well ask
God,
her that directly. But she won't say till you've regained your old self. I see. Well, in that case, if you want to know, you know that what you gotta do. Well, one thing this has maybe clarified is that he said, well, maybe you are him, so we must be a man then, which means we're not the white-haired girl.
no!
It's entirely up to you whether you make an ally or an enemy out of her. Whoa, okay.
Don't say that. No, you take
Mm,
that back.
that's some ominous. That's an ominous comment. There's no guaranteeing she's even right in the head. You never know. Maybe you're not the only one who hasn't found themselves. Hmm. Well, I guess we just go through all of them then. Just 'cause you don't know who you are doesn't mean you can't go around asking other people. I'm not a person, you say. Well, no, you're right, but that was an awfully rude thing to say. I'm not gonna know anything about you that you can't tell me yourself. I mean, from where I'm standing, you look almost like a walking cloud. Oh, I guess not? Cloud of shadow. I can't even tell what you look like. The maid who was with you before, did she call you master? I see, but the question is, which era's master are you? How many doors have you been through? 3 doors, eh? And of those, did any of them bring anything back? Ah, well, it's not an easy thing recovering yourself. Or maybe you want behind any of those 3 doors. Yeah, that's got to be it. That was your first time witnessing those tragedies. Yours is another door. So tell me, how do you feel looking behind those doors? Was it frightening? Saddening? Heart-wrenching? Well, let me tell you something. You're able to bear them because they weren't your tragedies. If the next door you open is yours, will you be able to bear it? Will you be able to accept your own tragedy? It's one thing seeing others suffering, but your own. If you have to face emotions you wanted to keep buried, secrets you wanted to keep hidden away, and pain you wanted to forget, do you think you'll be able to accept them as your own? If you can't, I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't accuse you of running if you chose not to reclaim your old self. Nothing wrong with erasing your memory of something if it was so bad you didn't want to face it in the first place. Painting, you're worrying me a lot. Let it be rewritten as someone else's story. That'll make it a whole lot easier on you. 'Cause you never know. The most unfortunate tale of all may very well be your own. Or perhaps that goes for everything about you. You won't know till you see it. Well, that's true enough. But once you do, there might not be any turning back. Or do you mean to reclaim your old self no matter the cost? If you do, if you're sincerely prepared to do that, then be wary of the tale that comes next. Ooh.
Painting, what do you know?
I don't know anything, but I'm going to give you all these warnings. Any tragedy that seems too beautiful to be real is precisely that, a fabrication. What? If it turns out you're someone from behind the next door, then perhaps you're my...
Continue?
Cunt! Yes? Yes? Oof. Talk about some hard-hitting questions. I'll just avoid this one too. The painting just like all this oil just starts dripping from it and it
Oh
sweats.
God!
I'm probably not the one who'll be able to answer that for you. I don't have a very deep connection with this mansion, you see. I swear it. I got nothing to gain from lying, do I? It's my regrets that turned me into this. I wasn't summoned here by no one. That said, there is one thing I can tell you. This place summons people. People who have ties to something that happened long, long ago. No one knows anything even happened. I didn't either, till she told me. Though I haven't the foggiest how much of it's true or not. Are you here because you were summoned by her? Her. The maid? The witch? The
White-haired
white-haired
girl?
girl?
Sell?
Or did you come here of your own free will to find someone? If you came here of your own volition, and you weren't summoned by her, then mayhaps you'll be the one who can break. Haven't talked that much in a long time. Feels great. Now that I've got that much out of my system, I should be able to get some good sleep. You're probably still wandering in the dark right now, but I really hope you find the outcome you want. And I mean that. You can either reclaim your old self, or you can toss it aside. The choice is yours either way. Now, since it's looked like your escort isn't showing up, what do you plan to do next? How about taking a look around the place since you've got a little free time? Could be you come across some things you wouldn't with her around. Alright, if you're going to go exploring, I've got the perfect thing. Stick your hand into the canvas, would ya?
The painting was still wrapped in an impenetrable darkness. A perfect, all-consuming void. The man had told you to put your hand into it. You... Do it, do it, do it.
Reached into the frame.
You extended your hand for the painting. The moment your fingertips brushed against the darkness, it swallowed your entire hand up to the wrist.
No, not there. That tickles. Oh, a little to the right.
Oh my god. As the man in the painting had instructed, you groped around the inside of the darkness. Before long, you felt something hard at your fingertips. What? Clenching the object, you withdrew your hand. Your arm was still intact. You spread your fingers, and there you found a key. A key to a door we're not supposed to go in. Gasp.
That tickled. With that key, you can access the master bedroom. A while back, she tossed it into me. That's damned litterbug. So yeah, it ain't mine. Don't worry about giving it back. However, I bet there's something worth seeing in there if she felt the need to toss that key. Alright, well, I'm going to get some sleep. You take care. If you happen to learn my name, come pay me another visit. Should the fancy strike you.
Having said that, the painting fell quiet. In your hand lay a small key. It seemed rather antiquated and vaguely familiar. Silence once again drew over the corridor. You stood there all alone, no sign of the maid. After considering it for a few moments, you decided to explore the mansion on your own. Wow,
Ooh.
3. Wow!
Ooh. All right.
Wait, so we can go into the rose? What?
Well, I know where we don't want to go.
Yeah. So if we
Um,
go down to the cellar, can we see Bestia's story again? I mean,
uh,
don't do it, but
I don't think so. Because that would be a lot to go through.
yeah.
Uh,
Go to the stained glass window. Isn't that the thing where Giselle saw?
yeah. All right, so I'm gonna
Hmm.
ask this to the audience, and this is a thing that I would like you to answer. Do we get more than one option here, or do
Yeah,
we
or
just pick one and then we're...
that's where we're going. Or is this key only for the master bedroom and we have access to anything else?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All
Where do you
right.
want to go?
Well, if we can check them all, I guess we could just go down the list.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the entrance first.
You made your way to the mansion's entrance. There was no one around, nor any source of light. Groping through the darkness, you found the front door, which was sealed shut with a heavy bar.
Thank you for answering, by the way.
You pressed against the bar, but it remained firmly in place. The door did not budge either. It seemed you could not leave the mansion.
Burn the witch. Crucify the impure.
When you made to step away from the entrance, you heard a muffled voice.
Chill out, Nightbot.
You looked around, but you were unable to determine the source of the voice. Nor could you be sure whom you had heard either. Giving up on finding anything at the entrance, you decided to head somewhere else. You made your way to the room with the fireplace. What remained of the fire cracked weakly, leaving the room in a veil of darkness. You remembered that you had awoken here. Out of sheer curiosity, you sat down in the rocking chair you had been asleep in. It was as soothing as a cradle to a baby, and in short order, you felt consciousness drifting from your grasp. Oh god, don't fall asleep. No!
Reading a story by the fireplace like this almost makes it seem like we're in another world, doesn't it, Master? I bet that's why troubadours perform at pubs, so they can be near the fire. Oh, you're such a cynic. But that's okay. Say, do you remember when I first arrived here? When I was cleaning the library? Hmm?
Your eyes slowly slid open. Fragments of a pleasant dream lingered in the back of your mind. The crackling of a fire, the taste of warm wine. However, there was nothing pleasant about the fireplace sitting before you. No warm, crackling flame. In fact, the brisk air of the room overpowered the remnants of embers left there. A chill ran down your spine. Afraid you might freeze stiff if you stayed there much longer, you resumed your exploration of the mansion. I'm sure.
We'll
Come.
just skip over that one. No, we'll check it out.
The scent of cigarette smoke lingered in the den. However, the room was silent, not even an echo of the men's chattering remained. Something was moving. Billiards balls. There was no one present to strike the balls. They rolled simultaneously around the table. The paths they traced across the surface were rough and erratic, contrasting that of when the former master had held the... The spheres collided awkwardly with one another, not a single one coming close to the pocket. As an experiment, you pulled a ball off the table. In response, the paths of the balls became even clumsier. Having lost one of their targets, they began bouncing aimlessly off the cushioned walls of the table. What? As you stared intently at the table, a man's voice rang out from somewhere in the room. Spinning around, you saw a silhouette of a man. However, you could not make out what the man was saying.
Ooh, this is so, in a way,
It's
like,
so...
dismal. I mean, like, I know that's the point, but I don't know why this is affecting me more than a lot of things we have seen thus far. The
The
music's
man thrust it...
the music's really doing a good job of making this very uh
Ominous.
not even ominous, but just almost hopeless feeling.
Uncomfy.
Yeah,
Aww. The man thrust his finger at the table. He appeared to want you to return the ball. So a couple of spirits, like, walking around.
maybe.
That's scary.
That's that's a perfect title. Desolate. That's exactly what it makes it feel.
You reluctantly placed the billiards ball back on the table. When you did, the balls resumed endlessly colliding with one another, never landing in the pocket.
I'm gonna restart the call real quick.
Okay. You looked up to find the shadow gone. Having determined that the maid was not going to appear in the den, you exited the room, making your way back into the corridor. Ooh, are we gonna see, like, Nellie's spirit or silhouette?
Well, this is looking better than I expected. Look, your head is covered in roses.
Oh! You got petals on the book.
Well, yeah, these are Nellie and Mel. This is exactly how their story started.
This isn't mine. I can't afford to. Though you could hear the sound of children laughing, you could not see them. Regardless, their cheerful voices warmed your heart, and though you were outside, you did not run away. You decided to linger there in the garden for some time. Along with the children's laughs wafted a sweet fragrance. The wind blew, whisking flower petals up into the air. It was an enchanting sight. But after a while, the roses began to wilt. Oh, okay, never mind. You can no longer hear the children's voices.
Hmm.
A young man stood alone in the withered rose garden. As you drew nearer, you called out to the youth. But the young man did not appear to notice you. He merely stood there, staring vacantly across the garden. The youth muttered something in a lifeless voice. This isn't what I wanted. I just wanted a normal, peaceful life. I can't bear being alone. I can't take this. Someone get me out of here. Oh God. Tell me that I'm not the bad one here.
You're one of the few who is good
Good.
through and through.
Yeah. You tried to call out to the young man several times, but he did not seem to hear you. He simply continued muttering to himself.
Oh no.
Oh,
He
so
did
he
not.
just like he suffered.
Yeah, I think they're all stuck here.
Before long, the youth's shadow faded into nothing. Unable to bear the chilly air any longer, you stepped back into the mansion. Oh, here he is. There I am. Are you ready to see the beast again? When you descended into the cellar, you heard beast-like snarling.
Don't talk again. Just when I'd recovered.
Along with it came a sour odor and the sound of ripping flesh. You could not see the beast, but that did not make it any less unpleasant. You made to retreat from the cellar.
Whoa.
I'm back! Before you could, a shadowy creature lunged at you. You reflexively squeezed your eyes shut. After several moments, you open your eyes again to find a silhouette of a man standing in place of the beast. You and the shadow stared at another for some time, pondering why that damn word is back again. You asked the shadow a question, and the shadow responded. However, you had no idea what it said.
Once again, it said.
The shadow seemed to be trying to communicate something to you, but trying to make sense of something you could not understand was pointless. Having no reason to remain in the cellar any longer, you made your way back upstairs. I'll see you again.
Nope.
The smell of dusty books filled the air of the library. You approached a shelf to examine one of the books, and suddenly an avalanche of them came falling to the floor. You stared blankly at the mountain of books. They had fallen down on their own, but they showed no signs of putting themselves away. Since no one else was there to do it, you began placing the books back on the shelf. 1, 2, 3, a dozen. And as soon as you had gotten them all back up, they fell right back down. They came crashing back down. You wished very much to implore of the maid's assistance, but she did not appear to be in the area. Pretending you had not seen anything, you made your way back into the hallway. I think they wanted us to go down the line like this.
Yeah.
You approached the stained glass window. An array of pews was arranged facing the stained glass. There seemed to be an air of tranquility about the room. You sat down in one of the pews and stared quietly forward for some time. For a moment, you felt like you were on the verge of recalling something, but ultimately the memory never managed to surface.
So of all the places, the one that affected them the most so far has been the stained glass. And I think the stained glass has only appeared in 2 places.
I think it's only appeared when we put our hand through the mirror.
I think.
And Giselle came, and then that's where
Yeah.
she met Michelle. Not Michelle. Michael.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely one. I thought they had at least, like, I don't think they ever showed it, but I think they may have mentioned it at some point, but I might be remembering wrong.
Maybe. Go ahead. The maid did not appear to be there. Where could she have gone? You decided to resume exploring the mansion. Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Our room.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was something like that.
You inserted the key you had been given into the door's keyhole, and with a twist, the door opened. The master bedroom was shrouded in darkness, much like every other room in the mansion. It had evidently been left unused for some time. The air in the room was stale and forlorn.
Master.
A voice seemed to ring out from somewhere.
Come on, get up. Up with you. Master! Ooh.
Oh, God!
Huh.
Is this the white-haired girl? No.
Um, See, what did I tell you? It's so much nicer in here with a little light.
Without warning, your whole world took on bright, vivid colors. Light streamed through the window, illuminating a well-lived bedroom. A woman's silhouette stood before you.
Wait a sec. Don't hide under your bedspread. Get out of there. Oh, but Master, you agreed that I could open the windows. Don't worry, I've put the curtains up. If it gets too bright, you can draw them. Mornings take the best parts of being outside and squeeze them all into the same few hours. You don't have to go outside in the sunlight for it either. Just listen to all the wonderful sounds. The joyous songs of the birds, the swaying of the trees, the rustling of the leaves.
You tried to call out to the silhouette, but it did not respond. Reaching out for her, your hand suddenly passed through her body. It did not seem to be you that she was speaking to. Perhaps you were looking at a scene from some other period of time.
Am I being as pushy as I feel right now? I completely misjudged you. You're the exact opposite of what I thought you were. Let's see. I thought you were cold and cruel, heartless and incomprehensible. But I'm beginning to get a better idea. You try to put on airs, but you're really rather childish. You have a short temper, but can be surprisingly playful. What else? You have a pretty difficult personality, too. Now, hear me out here. That's not everything. You gave me a chance to talk, and you listened intently. You can be kind of nice, too. We agreed that we would live together, not just in the same house, so we've got plenty of time to add more to the list. And I hope you can make your own list about me, too. This is just the beginning, after all. We've got a long, long time ahead of us. Plenty enough to get to know each other, no? Let's not waste any time, then. What do you say we do something today that we haven't been able to before? Where should we begin? Oh, I know! We can get this place cleaned up! Now that there's some actual light in here, we can see all sorts of things we'd probably rather not. Like dust. All over the place. Oof, really, it's everywhere.
When the woman's shadow faded away, the master bedroom transformed back into its old, dreary state.
Master, can you say my name?
You were unsure how to describe the urge welling up within your breast. You could not say her name. Ooh.
Well, we are on time, so I don't really want to stop, but we have work tomorrow. Huh. Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, Oh gosh.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, did you cut out for a
Can
moment
you hear
there?
me?
Yes. Sorry guys, Discord's being a little funky today. As I'm sure you've probably heard, Kanetsu's voice has been cutting out a little bit, and it seems it's giving us
Yeah.
a little more trouble now. But at least it happened closer to the end of the stream.
Oh god, yeah.
And
Yeah.
you guys have a good night or day, depending on where you are.
See ya.
Oh man. I'm gonna go step by step here. Mushroom by mushroom. You don't really know what. Oh, this. Ah, yes. Just in time. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo.